Hello and welcome to a new episode of Trains App, and the first one for 2021. And I'm breaking from tradition where I'd normally go and kick the off at Stafford. That's coming up next. But I'm going to kick things off at a local location for me. The footbridge near the village of Ashton and Road, situated on the West Coast Mainline, where you'll be seeing service from Avanti West Coast, London Northwestern Railway, and with any luck, some freight as well. As I was getting myself set up, Freightliner 90043 and ex-Greater Anglia 90003 came rumbling through with a lightly loaded intermodal train going from Felixstowe to Trafford Park. There will be a little bit of freight as the video progresses, more so towards the latter stage of things, as that's when the majority of the freight likes to make its appearance. So, without any further ado, let's see what shall turn up. Okay, the first train this evening is going to be an Avanti West Coast Class 390 Pendolino going from Liverpool Lime Street to London Euston. Oh, how I have missed doing this. $391.53 with the honours for that one. Okay, the next train to make an appearance is going to be a pair of London Northwestern Railway Class 350s working a service from London Euston to Crewe. $350, 101 and 116. And behind, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get a better one for you. You can probably hear him. There, you can just see him. There we are. Centre of that tree. There's a little black bird, and he's having a right little conversation with another one who's just in those trees over there. Well, there's another one down there having a little chirp. It's beautiful to listen to. It really is. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be another pair of London Northwestern Railway Class 350s working a service from London Euston to Northampton. $117 and $240 with a nice hum there from the electric motors. Okay, and the next train to navigate the S-Bend is going to be another pair of London Northwestern Railway Class 350s working his service from Birmingham New Street to London Euston. $350 111 and $257 with the honours for that one. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be an Avanti West Coast Class 390 Pendolino going from London Euston to Liverpool Lime Street. $391.22, and then over here we have $391.25 working in an Avanti West Coast service from Glasgow Central to London Euston. Alright then, the next train to pass by is going to be another Avanti West Coast service going from London Euston to Glasgow Central. Cumbrian Spirit 390.010. And then following on almost immediately from that is another Avanti West Coast service going from Manchester Piccadilly to London Euston. $391.48 flying Scousewin with a beautiful crack from the pantograph. Okay, the next train to pass by go to a pair of Avanti West Coast 221 Super Voyagers working a service from Holyhead to London Euston. $225 and 101. Sorry. 115 and 101. Get it right, you idiot. Okay, the next train to pass by is another Avanti West Coast 390 going from London to Manchester. $391.26. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be yet another service from Avanti West Coast in the form of one of their Class 390 Pendolinos going from Blackpool North to London Euston. City of London 390-138. Okay, the next train to pass by allows us to take a break from the Avanti West Coast units. It allows us to take a glimpse at a pair of London Northwestern Railway Class 350s operating a service from Crewe to London Euston. (248) and 265. Okay, the next train to pass by will be the mail train worked by the Royal Mail 325s going from Willesden to Shieldmere. Numbers aren't going to happen. (325,001) was leading. The other two units, I'll let you guys work that one out. Okay, the next train to pass by should be another pair of London Northwestern Railway Class 350s going from Northampton to London Euston. (350, 240) leading. (117) brings up the rear. Okay, about to pass by now is a pair of Super Voyagers. (117) was on the rear, and I think it was 106 at the front, leading an Avanti West Coast service from London Euston to Edinburgh Waverley. Alright then, the next train to pick an appearance is going to be another Avanti West Coast Class 390 Pendolino going from Liverpool Lime Street to London Euston. Giving it a bit of a bootful. (391.55) in the full complement livery. And the next train to pass by almost immediately afterwards is going to be a pair of London Northwestern Railway Class 350s going from London Euston to Crewe. (263 and 406 with the honours for that one. Okay, the next train to negotiate the bends underneath the mess of wires is going to be a pair of London Northwestern Railway Class 350s working a service from Birmingham New Street to London Euston. (369 and 407). And then we have 391.36 with an Avanti West Coast service operating from London Euston to Liverpool Lime Street. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be a pair of London Northwestern Railway Class 319s working a service from London Euston to Northampton. (319, 220) leading. And then we have 319, 460 in its former London Midland colour scheme, bringing up the rear. It's nice to see the 319 still getting some usage. Okay, the next train to come charging along is going to be a Freightliner 66 hauling an intermodal train from Trafford Park Euro Terminal to Felixstowe North. (66, 569). From our wind kicked up from those containers, it must be said. Okay, the next train to make an appearance is going to be a pair of Greater Anglia's newest toys, running from Rugby via Crewe to Wolverton Centre sidings. 559 leading. With 545 on the rear. Pair of the new Class 720s. Do look good, it must be said. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be a pair of London Northwestern Railway Class 350s. I don't know where they're going. I think this might be a Birmingham New Street service. 405 leading. I have no idea who's on the rear because I got distracted by the 390. The 350s are off to Northampton, and the 390 is working a Avanti West Coast service from, I think, Glasgow Central to London Euston. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be another Avanti West Coast Class 390 Pennsylvania going from Manchester Piccadilly to London Euston. 39124 with that one. Okay, the next train to pass by is another Avanti West Coast service going from London Euston to Glasgow Central. 39049, and then we have a Freightliner 66 leading a fully loaded intermodal set going from London Gateway to Garston. Three pigeons there. This is 66545. More empty wagons on there than I first thought, I must admit. Okay, the next train to make an appearance is going to be another Freightliner 66 working an intermodal train from Felixstowe North to Lawley Street. Here we have 66529. In the grand scheme of things, quite lightly loaded. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be the return of the 319s, working an empty coach and stock movement from Northampton to Bletchley Central sidings. So, once again, we have 319 460. And 319 220. Okay, the next train to make an appearance is going to be an Avanti West Coast Class 390 going from London to Manchester Piccadilly. (390.011) City of Lichfield. And then immediately afterwards we have 391.37 giving it the beans. Working an Avanti West Coast service from Edinburgh Waverley to London Euston of all places. I know, I can hardly believe it. Alrighty then, the next train to make an appearance is going to be a pair of London Northwestern Railway Class 350s working a service from London Euston to Birmingham New Street. Kind of went a bit game show host on that one, but it works. 350 105 leading. 253 bringing up the rear. Okay, the next train to pass by is an Avanti West Coast Class 390 Pennsylvania going from London Euston to Crewe. 390.042 for that one. Okay, the next train to emerge from underneath the wires is going to be a pair of London Northwestern Railway Class 350s, working a service from, you guessed it, Crewe to London Euston. .404 and 370. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be another pair of London Northwestern Railway Class 350s, working a service from Northampton to our fair city, London Euston. .350 110 and 405. It's weird seeing 110 without the Project 110 vinyls on the side, but ho-hum. Okay, the next train to make an appearance is going to be Avanti West Coast Class 390 Pendulino, going from, think, Liverpool Lime Street to London Euston. .39115 with the plaque of Crewe All Change. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be a DB Cargo UK Class 66, operating an intermodal train from Trafford Park to, have a word, London Gateway? Trafford Park Euro Terminal, should I say, to London Gateway. 66 103. That was 300,005, bound for Glasgow Central. Plenty of containers on that train in various sizes. Okay, we've got two trains coming down here. The first is going to be a pair of London Northwestern Railway Class 350s, working a service from London Euston to Crewe. The second will be a DB 66 going from Dagenham Docks to Moss End. .257 and 111 for London Northwestern there. And then on the cars is going to be, drum roll please, a very smoky 66 023. Choose any make and model you like. Okay, the next train to sneak up on me is gonna be .39153 with Avanti West Coast service bound for Liverpool Lime Street. I was otherwise engaged and wasn't paying attention. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be another pair of London Northwestern Railway Class 350s, working a service from Birmingham New Street to London Euston. .375 and 242. Alright, the next train to pass by is another pair of 350s for London Northwestern Railway, going from London to Northampton. .232 and 258 with the honours for that one. Almost caught me off guard. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be another Avanti West Coast Class 390 Pendolino, going from Glasgow Central to London Euston. .39107, some nice sparks from the pantograph. And pigeons, because why not? Okay, does anybody want to hazard a guess as to what's coming down next? You'd be correct. It is an Avanti West Coast Class 390 Pendolino going from Manchester Piccadilly to London Euston. 39121. Okay, the next train to pass by will be a pair of Avanti West Coast 221 Super Voyagers working a service from London Euston to Wrexham General and Holyhead. It's the return of 221101 and 221115. Okay, the next train to pass by is another Avanti West Coast service going from London Euston to Manchester Piccadilly. (39138), having a chance to stretch your legs. Okay, our final train of the day is going to be a GBRF Class 66 running near 1 hour 20 minutes late, going from Trafford Park to Felixstowe. 66741. With 32131 passing by, working his service from Wolverhampton to London Euston. And as they both continue on their merry little ways down to the south of England, I shall leave it there. Thank you all very much for watching, it is greatly appreciated. If you have enjoyed what you see today, then please do like and subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment, I do get back to them as when I get the opportunity to. Well, it's, I'm only, 3 months late, but finally feels good to get back into the saddle. I would normally start off at Stafford, but I can't wait. So I thought I'd get an early film done before doing the traditional big film at Stafford. I'm also going to be incorporating a rush hour film into there at the same time. So until next time, from me here at Ashton, I shall see you all later. Take care, guys. Goodbye.